Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hello, guys.
Hello,
Hello,
teacher. Good evening.
Hello, teacher.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. I hope that you are doing excellent today. We are going to start our class. Let's read the agenda. Let's start our class number 2. I will show you the agenda, what we have planned for today. And after that, I will check the list, okay, for the attendance. So let's see. First, we're going to start with the listening activity and also an activity that you will do in groups. So this is to finish what we started yesterday about vocabulary and the final listening activity. And then we will start with our topic for today, which is infinitives and ing forms. So we're going to have a review of the uses of infinitives and ing forms. First, we watch a video, then we explain. We're going to practice with a word wall game, gerunds or participles. On page 79, some practice and some discussion. And we will assign a piece of homework for you to continue practicing this topic, okay? So that is what we have planned today. Let me start by checking the attendance, checking the list. I will turn off my camera for a moment while I check the list. Okay. Gerson Arismendi. It's not connected. Okay. Jean-Claude Barrera.
Present, teacher.
All right. Yesid Calderon.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Natalia Camargo.
Present, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Andrés Correa.
Hi, teacher. Present.
All right. Silvia Cuellar.
Hi, teacher, present.
Okay, thanks. Elkin Fernandez. Julián Figueroa.
Hello, teacher, present.
Okay, thank you. Ginette Fontecha.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Carlos Galán.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Mabel Gamboa.
Present, teacher.
All right. José Alejandro Gómez.
I'm here, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Judy Lizette Liscano. Lizette Tarazón.
Present, teacher.
All right, thank you. Okay, Gerson, I see your message. Very well. All right. So we are going to start. Let's see. So the activity is going to be so divided in 2 parts. The first part, it's the listening on page 77. All right, this is page 77. Remember that yesterday we were talking about characteristics, usual behaviors with the vocabulary and so on. So today we're going to finish this part with a listening activity. So we're going to listen to 5 people describing a person they find or they found in the past difficult to live with. So they had some problems with this person. You're going to take note. Who are they talking about? Which characteristics do they mention? And also take some notes about why these people, why did the speakers find these people difficult to live with? Okay? So I will, you will listen, take some notes, because after we write, you take your notes, you will work in groups and answer the questions on the presentation, okay? So you have to answer both questions. Who are they talking about? What are the characteristics that they mentioned? And also explain shortly why the speakers find these people difficult to live with, right? So you're going to write it on the presentation, okay? So the first part is to listen and to take notes. The second part is get in groups and answer the questions as a group. You get your notes together and you decide who are they talking about, which characteristics are mentioned from these ones, and also a short description, why the speakers find these people difficult to deal with. Okay? So are we clear on the activity, what we have to do? Do we have any questions? All right, Elkin, thank you for letting me know.
Teacher,
Mhm.
sorry, which is the last question? Why the speaker, what?
Yes, so we have two questions in the book. See, so first,
Okay.
talking about, so is it their mom, a friend, a cousin, whatever? Who are they talking about? What characteristics do they mention from this one? A chatterbox, awkward socially, mess around, okay? Any of the characteristics that we saw yesterday, that we reviewed yesterday. And also a short description. Why the speakers consider these people difficult to live with, okay? So I will play the audio twice for you, and then I will send you to the groups so you can answer the questions, okay? All right, let's start.
Unit 8, Recording 1.
Okay, can you listen to the recording?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
1.
My sister really drives me mad because she won't just have, a normal conversation about something if we disagree. She'll just go off into a corner and sulk like a 4-year-old, and it will last for ages. She can go on like this. She can not talk to me. She won't pick up the phone. It drives me mad. I'd rather just, come out with it, say what the problem is, and move on. You can't have a normal argument and get over it like most people. She doesn't get over it. It goes on and on and on. Sometimes for months she'll be quiet and not say anything.
2.
I share a dorm room with my friend Laura, and she's really a lot of fun, and she's really funny, and we always have a good laugh about stuff happening at school. The only problem is that she never stops talking. I mean, like I love talking as well, but after a long day of classes, and then I also have a part-time job, I sometimes just want to come into the dorm room and relax or do work or just chill out on my own and listen to music or something. And she's just always there, and she always wants to tell me everything she's done in the day, which I'm glad to hear sometimes, but not all the time. Just every single thing she's done that day, every single, thing she ate. It's just like, I don't need to know every single detail going on in her life. And I hate to say this, but I just really wish she would shut up sometimes, just at least for a few minutes, so I can think.
3.
The worst thing about Tony, my ex-flatmate, was his moods. He just would swing from one extreme to the other. So for one day he'd be full of jokes and laughs and conversations, and I'd think, oh, it's fantastic living with Tony. And then literally the next day I'd come home and he'd be monosyllabic or not even speak to me, and he'd have a face like thunder. And I felt like maybe I've done something wrong. Have I offended him? Have I, is my room too messy or something? And I couldn't be doing with it. You never knew where you stood with him.
4.
I think what really annoys me about my boyfriend is that he's incredibly opinionated and takes the moral high ground on most things. He has been described by people as a bit of a know-it-all. He's got better latterly at sort of pretending to listen and take on board other people's opinions, but you just know that deep down that he believes that he is the word of authority, and I
found that intensely annoying, actually.
5.
One massive problem with my ex-husband was that he was tidy, but I mean to the point of fanatically tidy. You know, he would pick up anything. If it'd been lying on the floor for 2 seconds, there'd be a big oh and a tut, and then it would be folded with military precision and then put in the correct place instantly. So I just couldn't leave anything, not even for 5 minutes. If I was going into the shower, left a towel on the floor, everything was then just sighing and groaning about it and then putting it away, but putting it away within 2 seconds, and it has to go back in the right place. It cannot go in the wrong place. It must go in this place, which is specifically for the white towels. Drove me crazy.
Okay, so we hear 5 people talking, so remember to take notes for all of them, 5, and then each group will write it for all the speakers, okay? So you take notes. Who are they talking about? What characteristics are mentioned? And why are these people difficult, okay? Listen one more time, and then we go to the groups, okay?
Unit 8, Recording 1.
Okay, it's good. Can you listen to it?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
1.
My sister really drives me mad because she won't just have, you know, a normal conversation about something if we disagree. She'll just go off into a corner and sulk like a 4-year-old, and it will last for ages. She can go on like this. She can not talk to me. She won't pick up the phone. It drives me mad. I'd rather just, you know, come out with it, say what the problem is, and move on. You can't have a normal argument and get over it like most people. She doesn't get over it. It goes on and on and on. Sometimes for months she'll be quiet and not say anything.
2.
I share a dorm room with my friend Laura, and she's really a lot of fun, and she's really funny, and we always have a good laugh about stuff happening at school. The only problem is that she never stops talking. I mean, like I love talking as well, but after a long day of classes, and then I also have a part-time job, I sometimes just want to come into the dorm room and relax or do work or just chill out on my own and listen to music or something. And she's just always there, and she always wants to tell me everything she's done in the day, which I'm glad to hear sometimes, but not all the time. Just every single thing she's done that day, every single, you know, thing she ate. It's just like, I don't need to know every single detail going on in her life. And I hate to say this, but I just really wish she would shut up sometimes, just at least for a few minutes, so I can think.
3.
The worst thing about Tony, my ex-flatmate, was his moods. He just would swing from one extreme to the other. So for one day he'd be full of jokes and laughs and conversations, and I'd think, oh, it's fantastic living with Tony. And then literally the next day I'd come home and he'd be monosyllabic or not even speak to me, and he'd have a face like thunder. And I felt like maybe I've done something wrong. Have I offended him? Have I, you know, is my room too messy or something? And I couldn't be doing with it. You never knew where you stood with him.
4.
I think what really annoys me about my boyfriend is that he's incredibly opinionated and takes the moral high ground on most things. He has been described by people as a bit of a know-it-all. He's got better latterly at sort of pretending to listen and take on board other people's opinions, but you just know that deep down that he believes that he is the word of authority, and I find that intensely annoying, actually.
5.
One massive problem with my ex-husband was that he was tidy, but I mean to the point of fanatically tidy. You know, he would pick up anything. If it'd been lying on the floor for 2 seconds, there'd be a big oh and a tut, and then it would be folded with military precision and then put in the correct place instantly. So I just couldn't leave anything, not even for 5 minutes. If I was going into the shower, left a towel on the floor, everything was then just, sighing and groaning about it and then putting it away, but putting it away within 2 seconds, and it has to go back in the right place. It cannot go in the wrong place. It must go in this place, which is specifically for the white towels. Drove me crazy.
All right. Excellent, guys. So we listened 2 times. Now it's time to create the groups. I will create 6 groups in total. And remember, share your notes and then decide to answer, okay? For each of the 5 speakers. All right, any questions? No, it's clear. Okay, so is anyone connected from 2 different devices? Let's see. Yes, Carlos, I think. Yeah, so let me put you here. Okay. All right, let's start working on that. You can go to the breakout rooms.
I think
Okay.
there it's just you and me.
Yes,
Okay.
because of just 6 groups and we are around 12. Okay, listen again and I know about the speakers from this people difficult. Okay, the number 1.
She was talking about her sister.
Yes. She said that she make her mad and because when she talk about something disagree.
Let me check the vocabulary.
At the final part,
Um,
someone who solves rather than saying what is on their mind.
Yes. Let me check. Mm, Okay, I believe that don't write this word. It's something like como hacer berrinche. Creí que lo había notado. But
Sí, como que no dice lo que piensa.
It's to sulk.
Ujú.
so, yes. Yes. Ya la encontré. Thank you, teacher. Okay, this is the first speakers about her
Mhm.
sister.
Yeah, sorry, girls. Is Lisette here?
Yes, teacher,
Okay.
but I
No.
can't listen
Yes,
the audio.
I understand. No problem. Okay.
I'm too sorry.
Okay.
If the tears. 5, okay.
her sister, her friend Laura, ex playmate.
The flatmate for is her boyfriend.
Wait,
5 is their ex-husband. Her
Mike,
husband.
her boyfriend, about her. The first speaker talk about her sister. Say that
Yes, she said that that her when her sister disappears out of nowhere, when they have a disagreement, no?
when her sister disagree.
Yes, she just leaves and doesn't want to talk.
Can you write this part? I don't understand.
What?
Well, José, puedes escribir,
Okay, okay.
completarla.
She said that when her sister uh, one second.
It's talking about her sister. Her sister. So let me check what is the next question. Is
Teacher,
Yes. Hello.
teacher, in the script appear
Mhm.
the letter B. This is for the activity or the letter A.
Okay,
Letter,
it's both. You have to answer. Who was the person?
okay,
Some characteristics and a short explanation why.
okay,
Mhm.
teacher.
It's both. All right.
okay, teacher.
Yes, teacher. Okay, the first speaker.
It's talking about her sister.
Ella decía que, ¿cómo es? Eh, problems to talk between.
Her friend Laura. She said that Laura was all the time. She never stopped talking, no? And he told
Never
he told
stop.
me about every single detail about his life.
All the time.
Huh?
Still talking. Mm,
Never stopped talking,
sometimes,
and
sometimes
uh, she told me about every single detail. No,
she
no.
talking. No, no. Quería decir como que ella en ocasiones necesitaba descansar y no podía.
And um, when she need to relaxing, relax, to be relaxed, uh, she his
No,
friend.
sometimes it doesn't say, yeah, she needs rest, but Laura doesn't.
Okay, she needed rest.
Laura.
And and she talks about a specific word to describe her
Sulk.
her
Sulk.
sister. Yes, talk back. I understand that she do tanto, es como pataleta, pero entonces
Sulk? What meaning?
Yeah, that's the word, sulk.
Bad temperature.
Guys, you only have 5 minutes and you are not only in the first one. You have
Yeah,
to continue with the next.
okay. The second
The second is
Laura.
about
I heard a name. Some Laura, a friend. I think so.
Yeah, that was her name.
Okay, let
a
me
lot.
write up.
She was a lot fun.
Yes, she's fun, but
Laura. A lot of fun. No. Is like chatterbox?
what?
Chatterbox?
Shutterbird, yes.
Mm. She never failed to that.
Fun.
Mm,
It's a lot of fun, no, good feelings.
One more. Mm,
She never stopped to talk. Let me fix that. Laura.
I going to war in the third.
Okay,
The
let
first
me.
question.
I try to write about the second to complement, but you write about the third. Let me
Okay.
write in another document
Okay.
because we can.
Laura wants to talk about what she's done during the day. About what during the day. Okay. She has done.
Okay, let's see, guys. So first group completed 3, second also 3. The group number 3, you did 4. You're finishing. All right. For the next group, number 5, you did 2. Okay, and Gerson and Elkin did 3. So, all right, guys. So the idea is that you finish the activity with at least 3 of the people that we listened talking about others. Okay, so if you finished all, perfect. But when I check the activity, you have to include at least 3 of the speakers. Okay, that is the minimum that I will check to grade the activity. All right. So that was just a short practice, listening practice, and also to review the vocabulary that we studied yesterday about characteristics. But now let's close the activity and let's focus in the next part of the class, which is very important because we are going to talk about the uses of infinitives and ing forms, when to use each, how to use them, all right? So to introduce that topic and to start, we're going to watch a video. It's telling a story, but we're going to pay attention to the patterns that are in bold, okay? So the words that are in color red, let's pay particular attention to them. And then we will start with our review for infinitives or ing forms, okay? So this is the video. I will play it here for everyone, but I will also send you the link in case you want to check it on your own after the class, so you can have the link. But now we are all going to focus on the video, and let's pay attention to the words in red, so to see the patterns that they follow, okay?
What's up, Ollie?
Okay, can you see the video and listen to it?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Hmm? Oh, nothing. Oh, come on. Something's wrong. No, seriously.
Don't tell me. You've invited Amy to go to your class dinner, but she decided to go with Elliot instead.
Well, you like cooking, so lunch isn't the problem. I know. You want to wear your favourite t-shirt, but it's got tomato on it? No. Well, yes, that too. I don't know how to clean it, but no, that's not the real problem. Well, it's Mum.
Have you had an argument? When did she phone? Oh, I hate missing her calls.
She hasn't called yet, don't worry.
So what's up? Come on, just tell us. I don't like seeing you like this, Ollie.
Well, she's in Italy. And she promised to take me there. I was looking forward to going. I planned to go to some real Italian restaurants to, you know, have some real Italian food so I could try to make some at home. And I wanted to visit Rome and Venice and Florence and Siena and, well, she hasn't even remembered to phone or to send an email or anything.
No, but she will. You know she's always so busy. She never stops working. Or maybe she's had a problem. But it'll be cool. She'll phone.
Do you know what you need? You need to have some fun. We can pretend to be in Italy.
Pretend to be there?
Yes. Let's do it. You wanted to practice cooking Italian food, didn't you? So, here's a cookbook. We just need to choose a dish and then we need to buy ingredients. You cook, Oliver, and I know how to make great tiramisu. Daisy, you can get some Italian music. We can eat in the garden, like at a pavement cafe.
Alfie, you're mad. You're wonderful and mad, and I love doing mad things. Hi, guys.
Hi,
Mum.
Mum. Hi, Sophie.
How's Italy? Oh, it didn't stop raining all day yesterday, and today it's foggy. It's impossible. I can't see anything or go anywhere. I'll have to come back next month. Oh, and Ollie, would you like to come too, then? Gennaro Falcone, the famous restaurant owner, has offered to teach you some of his most popular recipes. I told him you really enjoy cooking.
I'd love to go, Mum. Thanks.
So, what are you doing? It looks interesting.
All right, so as you can see in the video, we have certain patterns that the verbs or some words follow. For example, here, you invited her to go. So in this case, we use the infinitive form, or she decided to go. In this case, we also use it. Let's see a little further. You like cooking. So we have learned this with verbs like love, hate, like. We usually use the ing form, like cooking. With the verb want, we use the infinitive form, want where, etc. Okay, so that is what we're going to review today, is when do we use the infinitives and when do we use the ing forms. All right, so let's start. Let's take a look here on the slides. So let's start reviewing. We will read some examples and then we are going to practice, okay? So in every sentence, we have to always have a main verb, okay? In addition to this main verb, many sentences have either infinitives or ing forms. Ing forms can be gerunds or present participles. We're going to study that little later. Here, we are going to explain the difference between a gerund and a present participle. These can occur, we can find them in different positions in the sentences, okay? Let's see some of them. We can find it as the subject of the sentence. So at the beginning, we can say parking around here has become more and more difficult. After the main verb. So the main verb here is expected. We can find it after, no? Expected to win, all right? So after the main verb. We can also find it after an adjective. The adjective here is impossible. So the result of the election is impossible to predict after the adjective. After a noun also. The noun is trouble. We didn't have any trouble finding our way here. We can find also after a preposition. Preposition is without. Without seeing all the evidence, I don't want to comment, okay? And as a clause, Marina started out, stare out the window, not even trying to concentrate, okay? So this is the clause, not even trying to concentrate. So we can find it in different positions in the sentences, not only at the beginning or end, but as subject, after the verb, after the adjective, after the noun, after the preposition, all right? So that is the first thing. Now, let's see what is the difference between a gerund and a participle. So it's important that we have this clear, that the difference is clear for us, okay? So a gerund, it works or it functions as the noun or the subject of the sentence, okay? It's like, for example, a place, a thing, a person. This is a noun. So walking is a noun in this sentence. Walking is one of the best forms of exercise, okay? That is a gerund, functions as a noun. Then if the ing functions as a verb, it is called a participle, as we have the other sentence. Who is that man walking towards us? So this represents the action, right? The action of walking. Who is that man walking towards us? This is called a participle. This is the verb. In the first is a gerund. So this is usually when we find it at the beginning of the sentence, like here, parking around here. This is also a gerund, okay? In the other one is, who is that man walking towards us? This is a verb, okay? So that is the difference between the two. We have an activity here. It's very short, so let's do it quickly to review, or if we can identify the differences between gerunds and participles, okay? So you have some sentences and you're going to put them in the correct column, if they are a gerund or if they are present participle. I will help you with 2 of the sentences and then you can complete the others. Smoking causes cancer. This is a gerund, is acting like the noun, okay, of the sentence. And then we can say, Tom lost his keys walking through the park. This is participle, is referring to the verb, to the action, okay? So you can do the others, gerund or participle. Please go to the link and complete the activity. And you let me know when you are ready. When you finish, share your scores on the chat. All right. Excellent, guys. Very good. So I see you're sharing your results on the chat. Okay. Let's see it together. So let's see the correct answers together. So we have gerund act as noun, okay, in the sentence. So let's see. Hiking can be relaxing. What I really like is traveling to other countries, in this case also a gerund. He rushed out of the room without saying a word. Could you give up smoking? Smoking causes cancer. My favorite activity is reading, and being happy is more important than appearing happy. Those were the gerunds. The participles can be actions or they can also be adjectives, okay? So that was the tricky part in the activity. I happened to be passing your house. This is action. Having nothing left to do, Paula went home, okay? Opening the envelope, I found 2 concert tickets. Tom lost his keys walking through the park. In this case, the man driving the car, driving is defining the man, so it's like an adjective. Worrying results also is working as an adjective, in this case, defining the results. And the results seemed worrying, also an adjective, okay? So those were the differences between gerund and participle. Well, now we can start to dive deep into the infinitive, or ing forms. Now that we know ing forms can either be gerunds or participles, okay? So both infinitives and ing forms are affirmative and also negative, okay? We can find them both ways, positive or affirmative and negative forms. Let's read the examples that we have over here. Andres, can you start reading the first column? So infinitive examples.
Okay, teacher. Try to hurry. Try not to drop it. He seems to be doing well. He seems to have done well. He seems to have been doing well. I want to be told the truth. I would like to have been told earlier.
Good. So you can see here we have a negative example. Try not to drop it. And well, the others are affirmative. Try to hurry. He seems to be doing well. He seems to have done well. So you can see we can use them in different tenses as well. We have here the present perfect, or the present perfect continuous as well. He seems to have been doing well. I want to be told the truth. I would like to have been told earlier. So we can use them also in different tenses. Now let's read the example for ing forms. Let's see, Jean-Claude, can you read the second column, please?
ing form. Telling him was silly. No, telling him was silly. Without having done it, I prefer being told the truth. The truth. She's angry about having been deceived.
About being deceived, having been deceived. So what can you notice here in the chart? Here we have a continuous form, and here we also have a continuous form. Why do you notice here? Why are they missing? Can you imagine why? Why we don't have in these 2 rows with the continuous form? Any idea? No. So what is the continuous form here? What can indicate us that is the continuous form?
The continuous form is
the ing, right?
Yes.
ing indicates that is the continuous form. But here we have ing form as gerunds or as participles. So we cannot combine that. We cannot combine a gerund like this one telling him with a continuous form, okay? So that is why we don't have it here. ing here is the continuous. Él parece estar yéndole bien. He seems to be doing well. This is continuous, okay? Or he seems to have been doing well. Parece que le ha estado yendo bien, okay? This is ando, ando. This is continuous. Here is decirle fue tonto, okay? This is not continuous. This is not diciendo, all right? So that is why we don't combine them. Continuous ing with the gerunds or the participles, okay? So that is why we don't have anything here, okay? All right, so let's start. We are going to go adjectives, nouns, and finally verbs, okay, at the end. So we're going to analyze how to use the infinitives or the ing forms after adjectives, okay? Let's start. So we can use adjectives are normally followed by an infinitive form. So it is more common to find the infinitive after the adverbs. Let's read the examples. Julian, can you read both examples here, the first two examples?
The situation is likely to get worse before it gets better. It's extremely difficult to understand why people do this.
Okay, so normally after adjectives like likely or difficult, we find the infinitive to, okay? Likely to, difficult to understand. We have two exceptions here that are adjectives busy and worth, okay? These are exceptions because they are always followed by the ing form. So let's read the examples for the exceptions. Sylvia, please.
What sessions? The second one?
Yeah, the two examples here.
Okay. Sean was busy doing his homework when I phoned. We believe there is a risk worth taking.
Okay, so remember, busy and worth, these two adjectives are always followed by the ing. Busy doing something, busy working, busy traveling, okay? And worth taking. This is generally, this is a common phrase in English. Es un riesgo que vale la pena tomar. Is a risk worth taking, okay? With ing. Okay. In here we have some adjectives that can be followed by infinitive or the ing form. What is the difference? We have a difference in meaning. The infinitive, it refers to a particular occasion or a particular situation. The ing refers to a more general feeling, okay? So some adjectives receive both the infinitive with to and the ing, but the meaning is different. So infinitive is for a particular occasion and the ing is for a general feeling. Let's compare the two examples. Lisette Tarazona, can you read the other examples here? Oh, sorry.
The old lady was afraid to cross the busy road, so she asked a man to help her, unwilling to do something particular because of fear. And the next example, my granny is afraid of being robbed, so she always keeps her money in a money belt. And that's a general fear.
All right, so she was afraid to cross. That was in that specific occasion. One particular occasion, no? She was afraid to cross the street. If I say she is afraid of being robbed, this is a general feeling. not only one occasion, but she generally feels afraid of being robbed, okay? That is the difference in this case. And we can also have other differences in meaning, not that it's particular or is more general. So these ones we have to like learn a little bit, try to remember the differences between these adjectives with ing and adjectives with to. Okay, let's read them here. Natalia, can you read both examples for anxious?
Okay, teacher. I was so anxious about making a mistake that I could hardly say a word. And we are very anxious to come to an agreement as soon as possible.
Okay, so with the adjective anxious, when I say anxious about doing something, anxious about flying, or I feel anxious about traveling abroad, okay? This means that I feel worried, okay? So what is this, positive or negative?
Negative, no?
This is negative, yes. And the other case is I say, oh, I'm very anxious to meet you. I am very anxious to come to an agreement. So this means I want to get to an agreement, okay? I want to meet you. So is this positive or negative?
Positive.
Yeah, this is positive, okay? So this is negative and this one is with a positive meaning. Anxious about, ing is negative. Anxious to is something positive, okay? Jessie, please read the other examples. Good or good at?
Okay, it's good, pleasant to see you again. It was never good at, clever at, remembering names.
All right. So it's good to see you. It's good to meet you. It's good to be here. This means it's pleasant. All right. If I say good at plus the participle, good at remembering, good at painting, good at singing. This means I am clever at, right? Or I have experience. I know how to do it. Okay, so the difference in meaning, good to versus good at. Okay, and the last examples here we have Maveli, please. Sorry, the adjective sorry.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but would you mind explaining again? Regret about something we are doing or are about to do. Sorry for losing my temper last night. To apologize for an early action.
All right, so here the difference is also important. If I say, I'm sorry to interrupt, but this I'm apologizing for something that I'm doing now or that I am about to do, que estoy a punto de hacer, ¿no? I can say, oh, I'm sorry to say this, but we have to cancel the class, okay? So this is something that I'm doing now or that I'm about to do. If I say sorry for, this is apologizing for an earlier, a previous action, no? Sorry for raising my voice. Sorry for yelling at you. Sorry for missing the class, okay? This is something, an earlier action in the past. Okay? Silvia, do you mean about sorry? You're asking
me? Because I was reading the sentences, and I don't know. I feel that maybe I was never good at remembering names, so I think remembering name is something more general that specific like situations. So that's why I
okay.
asked about.
Okay, so this is like the general rule. With to is for something specific. With ing is something more general. But these ones are exceptions because the meanings change, okay? So here, anxious is worried, anxious is something good. So keen, I want to. Here, good is like pleasant. I feel good to see you. It's pleasant for me. To be good at something is that you have ability to do it, okay? So the meaning is different. It's good to see you, okay? Good to
Yes.
see you. So I like to see you, but if I say, oh, she's good at painting, or she's talented at painting, okay?
Okay.
She has that talent, okay? And for sorry, remember, sorry too is an action that I'm doing now or in the near future, but sorry for is apologizing for something that I did in the past, okay? All right, any questions about this, guys, in this part? No questions? Okay, we can move on. So this is for adjectives. Now let's move to nouns. We were talking adjectives, now let's check nouns, okay? The rule here is that many nouns are commonly followed by infinitive. So this is the general. Most of nouns are followed by the infinitive form, so with to, okay? Let's read both examples. Jose, can you read examples here? The first two.
Yes, teacher. There are no plans to replace the existing town hall. And it is time to take a long, hard look at our financial situation.
Okay, there are no plans. This is a noun. Plans to replace the town hall. Town hall, what is it? Remember? No? Where the mayor of the city works, this is the town hall. The mayor of the city. So how do... Yes, alcaldía, the town hall. And it's time to take a long, hard look at our financial situation. Es hora de analizar a profundidad nuestra situación financiera, ¿ok? Entonces acá sería como de, planes de, tiempo de, momento de, ¿ok? All right, so that's the general rule. Most nouns are used with infinitive, but we have a list of some nouns that we followed by the ing form or with a preposition plus ing form. Let's read these examples, please, Jeanette. These two.
Yes. There is no hope of finding any more survivors now. And second, we have no problems finding accommodation.
Okay, so these are some nouns that we use with ing. Hope of finding, this is the preposition of, oh, problems. I had no problem doing that. We have no problems finding accommodation, okay? These are some examples. Here I have a short list of other nouns that you use with the gerund form, the ing form. So advantage of, alternative of, chance of, danger of, difficulty in, experience in, fun. So I had fun swimming, okay? Or I had fun going to the cinema. Interest in, opportunity of, place for, pleasure in, possibility of. So that is just a list that you can use if you need to, okay? This is not like some memory, but it's good to know. The general rule is with infinitives, but we have a list of nouns that we use with the ing form, okay? Any questions here? No, I keep continuing. So That was nouns. It's very short. Now let's go with the verbs. This is the longer part to analyze when to use to and when to use the ing form, okay? So the verb plus to plus the infinitive. This is very common. The police attempted to break up the demonstration. The economic situation appears to be improving, okay? So here you can see we have both. To be, first the infinitive, and then we have the participle form, ing. But here we're focusing on appears to be, okay? There are some verbs like want, ask, beg, expect, help, need, and would like. This is a very small list of verbs that could have an object before the infinitive. What does this mean? Let's look at the sentence. I can say, I want to go home. Quiero irme a casa. Or, I want you to go home. Quiero que tú te vayas a casa. Okay? This is not for all the verbs. This is for this small list. Want, ask, beg, expect, help, need, or would like. Okay? Let's write other examples here with the other verbs that we have. One, no, okay? I ask you to stay here. So this verb ask receives the object before the infinitive form, okay? Te pregunto, perdón, te pido que te quedes acá. I ask you to stay here, okay? Con beg, ruego, te ruego, ¿no? I beg you what? To forgive me. Te ruego que me perdones, okay? For these verbs. Okay, in the next part, we have other verbs that always should have an object, okay? Verbs like advise, order, remind, allow, forbid, invite, encourage, permit, teach, force, persuade, or tell, okay? So these verbs should always have an object, okay? Origin, what? Origin, people, or warned people, or teach people, teach something, okay? I cannot just teach. These sentences or these verbs should always have an object. Estos verbos siempre tienen un objeto, ¿no? Forzar a quién o a qué. Persuadir a qué o a quién, ¿no? Decir a qué o a quién. So, tell, invite, forbid, allow, permitir también. ¿Qué o a quién? Allow who, all right? So, they always have to include an object. All right, so that is the infinitive with to. We also have the possibility to use a verb. A bare infinitive means an infinitive without to. El bare infinitive es el infinitivo pero sin el to, ¿ok? Simplemente el verbo. Let's see what are these verbs that can accept a bare infinitive, okay? This is a very small list of verbs. The most important are the modals. Remember, we have studied modals before. The rule when I say I can't speak English, okay, this is incorrect. In these cases, after modal verbs, we never include the particle to, okay? So modals receive a bare infinitive. I can speak English, okay? That is the first rule. Modal verbs take bare infinitives. Other verbs we can take like this similarly. The verb let, permitir o dejar, make, would rather or had better. Let's see. Let's read the examples here, please, Gerson. Yeah. Gerson. The two examples that we have here.
Okay, teacher.
We had better.
Yeah. I think we had better leave before we cause any more trouble. Please don't let him upset you.
Don't let him upset you. So this sentence, we had better, I think we had better leave him, creo que mejor lo dejamos antes de que, perdón, creo que mejor nos vamos, we had better leave antes de que causemos más problemas, ¿ok? O let, el verbo let, también el siguiente verbo debe ir sin el to, ¿ok? No decimos don't let to upset you, no. Don't let him upset you o don't let her upset you, ¿ok? Entonces, aquí en el verbo let vuelve a aplicar esta regla, ¿no? Let him upset you. Estos verbos son los que reciben el bare infinitive. Let, make, would rather o had better, aparte de los verbos modales, ¿ok? Also, bare infinitive we can use with the verbs of perception, ¿ok? Remember the verbs of perception. See, watch, to hear, to feel, ¿ok? Let's see the two sentences. We have some differences here. Julian, can you read both examples here? Julian? No, not here, Julian. Okay. Let's see. Lisette Liscano.
We hear the children sing the national anthem. The second example is we hear the children singing the national anthem.
All right, so here we have two sentences, one with the infinitive and one with the participle form, the ing. We heard the children sing, so we heard the complete song, versus we heard the children singing the national anthem, okay? We listened to part of the song because the action was in progress, okay? So that is a small difference in meaning there. So we use these verbs also without a preposition. So we cannot say, I hear her to speak. No. I say, I hear her speak. Okay. La oigo hablar. Okay. I hear her speak. All right, guys. So that is about verbs with to and verbs with the bare infinitive. All right. Any question about this part before we move on?
No, teacher.
No? Okay. I think we're almost finished. Only two more to go. Let's review the verbs with ing and when to use to or ing. Sometimes it's possible in both ways. So in ing, we use these verbs like stop. It's time to stop worrying and start living. So the verbs stop and start are usually followed by ing. Stop worrying, start living, okay? Or the verb apologize for causing so much trouble, okay? This is usually found with the ing form. Okay, now let's see what verbs can take the object plus the preposition, okay? Again, similar to the previous example, we have some verbs specifically that can receive the object, accuse or suspect somebody of, ¿ok? Entonces, este somebody es el objeto. Acusar a alguien o sospechar de alguien. No podemos decir, yo acuso. No, este verbo siempre debe llevar un objeto, ¿no? Acuso a quién o sospecho de quién. I accuse, I suspect. I condemn, condeno. También, ¿qué condeno? Una acción, una persona, ¿no? I condemn. I blame, culpo. También, culpo a quién. I blame. O criticize, critico qué o a quién. I criticize. I forgive. I punish, castigo, perdono. I thank, siempre agradezco a alguien, ¿no? I thank somebody for. Discourage, prevent, or stop somebody from. Congratulate somebody on something, okay? So all these verbs always take an object. Let's read the examples here. Who hasn't read? Maybe Andres? Or, sorry, Carlos? Carlos, can you read both examples here?
Yes, teacher. The police suspect acts of dealing in illegal arms. And the second example, I don't blame you for being angry.
Yes, so the police suspect who? Suspect Atkins of dealing in illegal arms. Or blame who? Blame you for being angry. Okay? Okay, now let's see the passive voice. Let's see, the preposition comes after the verb. This is the preposition of dealing. The verb is suspected, okay? This is very common in newspaper reports or headlines. Atkins is suspected of dealing in illegal arms, okay? So the ing comes right after the verb, suspected of. Okay? So that is for ing. Now, let's see some cases we can use either to or the ing form. In some cases, we have difference in meaning as well, okay? Let's read the examples. I will read them and explain each one. With the verb remember, this is very important. I remembered to book the tickets. This means I didn't forget, okay? I remembered to do it. So I didn't forget about this. Versus I remember meeting him. This is a memory from my past, okay? So do you get the difference? I will write another example here. I remember to close the faucet in the sink, okay? I remembered to close the faucet in the sink. Versus I remember playing with my friends at school, okay? So, do we see the difference? Faucet means la llave del agua, no? I remembered to close the faucet in the sink versus, this is the infinitive, to close, versus the ing, I remember playing with my friends at school, okay? So, do we have the clear difference between the two?
Yes, teacher.
All right, so we cannot use one or the other. Aquí no podemos mezclar porque nos cambia el significado de la oración. Yo no puedo decir, por ejemplo, I remember to play with my friends at school. Esto querría decir, yo recordé jugar con mis amigos, ¿sí? No se me olvidó hacerlo, ¿ok? Entonces, el significado de la oración nos cambia. En este caso, si usamos el infinitivo to o si usamos la forma en ing, ¿ok? The same with the other verbs. We must stop to get some petrol. Petrol means fuel, gasoline. We must stop to get some petrol. So we need to stop for a purpose, okay? Versus that stopped smoking. So he doesn't do it anymore, okay? That is the difference. Stop to do something versus stop doing something. All right? Is the difference clear between the two? Yes, no. Stop to do something or stop doing something. Guys, if there are no questions, I assume everything is clear. All right.
Stop doing something?
Yeah. The difference, they have very different meanings. Stop to do something or stop doing something.
The second is because the sentence is in progress.
No, that's not the reason. Stop to do something, parar a hacer algo, ¿ok? Y stop doing something es dejar de hacerlo, ¿no? Parar de hacerlo. Entonces, esta es una parada. I stop to do something versus stop doing something. Dejé de hacerlo. ¿Ok? It's clear?
Teacher, could you explain more about the difference with two? I remember to book the tickets because I don't get it.
Okay, the previous one. Okay, so remember to do something. El recuerdo, hacer algo es que no se me olvidó. Entonces, recordé sacar la basura anoche, ¿ok? No se me olvidó. I remembered to take out the trash. Si digo, oh, recuerdo salir con mis padres cuando era niño. O I remember going to the park with my parents, ¿ok? Entonces, el remember más el ing es un recuerdo lejano de mi pasado. El remember to es que no se me olvidó hacer esa acción, ¿no? Sí, la hice porque no la olvidé. ¿Ok?
Okay.
That is the difference. I remembered to take out the trash. Pues lo hice porque no se me olvidó. O I remember going to the park with my family. Okay? That is the difference. All right, so that is remember, that is stop. We also have the verb regret, okay? Let's see the difference between regret to or regret with ing. I regret to tell you that the performance has been canceled, okay? Esta forma es muy usada en el inglés y significa como lamento informarte. I regret to tell you. Entonces, es algo que te voy a decir en este instante, que estoy a punto de decirte. I regret to tell you this. The performance has been canceled. Okay? Versus regret with ing. I regret leaving her. This is like something I regret from my past. Lamento dejarla, ¿no? Haberla dejado. I regret leaving her. El I regret to tell you es lamento informarte, ¿no? I regret to tell you this. All right. Well, and finally we have verbs like, love, hate. It says that in British English it's common to see the ing form. So I love dancing, I like reading. But it says that in American English it's also common to see love to dance. Entonces, en este caso, ambos son posibles, ¿no? I love dancing o I love to dance. Más común puede ser el ing, pero el otro también es correcto, ¿ok? The verbs start and begin can be used with to or with ing. El verbo start y begin. I started learning o I started to learn English for work. En este caso, ambos son posibles, no cambian ni el significado de ninguna manera, ¿ok? Entonces, estos sí los debemos tratar de memorizar. El remember, el stop y el regret cambian su significado si usamos el to o si los usamos con ing, ¿ok? All right, guys. And finally, the final uses of ing. So we use ing at the beginning of the sentence. Blaming other people isn't going to help. Prepositions, when we have prepositions, we always use the ing form. Losing your home is like, esta es la preposición like. Después de preposiciones siempre usamos la forma ing. Is like losing an old friend, ¿ok? Este patrón del by ing describes a method that we use to get something, ¿ok? El método. You can stop a door from squeaking by putting a little oil into the hinges. Puedes detener una puerta el chillido de una puerta poniéndole un poco de aceite. By putting, ¿ok? Entonces el by más verbo con ing es el método que usamos para hacer algo. By doing this, by putting it, by closing it, ¿ok? To is a preposition in the pattern below. Entonces, en este caso, nos podemos confundir porque el to ya vimos que era infinitivo, pero en estos ejemplos, el used to o forward to, el to es una preposición de la palabra anterior, forward to o used to. Entonces, seguimos esta regla. Después de preposición, usamos la forma ing, ¿no? I'm not used to living alone, ¿ok? No estoy acostumbrado a vivir solo. Después de la preposición usamos ing. We look forward to seeing you in July. Esperamos, ansiamos verte en julio, ¿ok? Entonces, en este caso, el to no es de infinitivo, es la preposición de el adjetivo que está antes, used to o forward to, ¿ok? Well, that is it, guys. It was very long, a very long review for the infinitives and the ing form, but now we can go to practice, okay? So let's open the book on page 79. All right, page 79. And we're going to complete exercise number 2. In part number 2, you're going to find one example, at least one example, okay? You can put more, but let's do it only one because of the time that we have, okay? So let's find one example from this, a gerund or an infinitive in the sentences number 1, okay? I will do the first to help you and to explain to you, and then you can do the others. So let's find a gerund after a verb. Remember, gerund is ing. Let's see. Gerund after ing. Here, I found it, okay? I don't like being told what to do. So this is a gerund after a verb. I'm going to put the color red here. So you can either use different colors or write the letters. For example, here you write number 5 in front of it. However you want to do the activity, but let's find one example of each thing, gerund or infinitives, from the sentences number 1, okay? All right, guys, how are you doing with the activity? Almost finished, or do you still need some time?
1 minute, please.
1 minute.
All right.
Please, teacher.
All right, guys, listen. So we don't have enough time to check the answers today and to socialize them. So because you already have the answers, please keep them for tomorrow. And tomorrow we will socialize and see our answers, okay? I'm going to give you a piece of homework that is going to be point number 4. I have the presentation here. So I'm going to send you the link. Let's see if I can open it. Yes. So I'm going to send you the link. You will have, today is Wednesday. Okay, you can work on it until Saturday, okay? I will check it Saturday after 12 p.m. So after noon, I will start checking the homework. So you have tomorrow, Friday, Saturday to complete the activity. It's just some extra practice for the infinitives and the ing forms. I put here the list and the number of slides. So make sure that you write in the correct slide, okay? You have 6 sentences, so you complete it. I can't think of anything worse than I don't like being what? In my job, my role is what? I recently tried. I love to have the opportunity to. When I was younger, my parents wanted me to. So complete it using either the infinitive or the ing form with your own ideas, okay? I'm going to send you the link. So this I will check on Saturday. Due date, deadline, Saturday. Yes?
Can you send the link in the WhatsApp chat, please?
Yes, I will send it, okay? So that is for Saturday, but what we did now, we will check tomorrow, okay? So the answers for point number 2, we will check at the beginning of the class tomorrow, okay? So link for the homework, I'm going to copy it to the group. All right. And the deadline is Saturday at noon. Okay. All right, guys. So that is all for today. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? For extra practice on
Okay,
this
teacher.
topic. Bye-bye,
Okay,
guys.
teacher, bye.